Hey, Chad Hymas here. Welcome to this week's Roll Safety Tip. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us this week. I returned home from a trip this past weekend and my wife asked me to watch a movie with her. The movie was called The Descent, a movie that I had not seen before, but I recall the story. A story of a man that graduated from Brigham Young University and went back to med school in Virginia, married to a beautiful wife, Emily, and they shared one child together, 26 years old, and from just down the road here from where the ranch is at in Stansbury area. That's where he grew up, but obviously was going to school at the time for med school. And he came home Thanksgiving back in 2009, and they made a movie on this, by the way, and so obviously I saw that movie, The Descent. It's a true story. But here's the deal: his family loves the outdoors, and their favorite hobby to do in the outdoors is they're cave seekers. They go in these caves and they investigate caves and spend time in these caves. They're just fascinated with caves. And so on this Thanksgiving morning, long story short, he and his brother and a few other family members go into the cave, and John, without placing blame on him, pushes it to the extreme and goes in areas that he's not familiar with and strays off from the family a little bit and starts to investigate in areas that are a little too tight for his body, and he gets himself stuck in a 10-inch hole, 10 to 12-inch hole, gets himself stuck. You guys need to look this up. Look up the Descent. Look up Nutty Putty. Nutty Putty. Nutty Putty is the name of the cave. The long and the short of it is this: he had all the correct PPE. He had the knowledge. He had the experience. He's done this many times before. He and I are in the same position. That's why it pierced me so much. He found himself trapped, and he died 27 hours later because they couldn't get him unstuck out of that 10-inch hole. He had his hips locked and they couldn't even break his bones to get him out. I found myself stuck underneath a 2,800-pound bale of hay, and I got to live, and this kid died. We were both the same age. I had 2 children, he had 1. Both married to the loves of our life. And this kid ends up leaving his behind, and I somehow make it. The message is several messages, but the message is, as comfortable as we get in our workplaces and as complacent as we get throughout our work days, to remember those that are at home that love us and to not push ourselves beyond what our limitations are. I'm okay with pushing the limits, and I'm okay with risking ourselves, but I think sometimes risking ourselves physically can be damaging to our families and can create, well, ultimately can create lost times, God forbid, fatalities. I'd like you to look up this website and this YouTube video here and read Emily's story. Look at what she went through. Emily is his wife's name. It's been a phenomenal read. Look at the book that came out, look at the movie, share it with your families, and let's make sure we make good decisions and not push ourselves beyond what we know our capabilities are. Again, The Descent. Don't get yourself trapped. Very, very impactful message for this week, and until next week, this is Chad Hymas asking each of you to roll a safety.
John was incredibly selfless. When you talked to him, you knew he was really listening. He genuinely cared about people. He was very, very funny. He always kept us laughing. He was an awesome dad. He was just fun. He was so fun.